welcome back to video 3. So what they did here is, look, it would be easier to see if we drew the line. Let's draw the line. There we go. All right, so what they did is they stacked the decimal points, right? So here's a decimal point, here's a decimal point. Remember, both these numbers have a ones place, a tenths place, and a hundredths place. Ones place, tenths place, hundredths place. So if we stack the decimal point, that makes lining them up easy. They stacked the decimal point, they wrote both numbers, and then they just added. So you can basically pretend the decimal point doesn't exist until the very end. That's my favorite part. Is like I call it putting the invisibility cloak on. So you just put the invisibility cloak on the decimal points in the problem, and then it's not so weird to look at, because once you've lined them up, this basically looks like 322 plus 148, which you probably did in like third grade, right? Adding 3-digit number plus a 3-digit number. So just remember, when you're done adding all of your numbers, to make sure that you, whoa, that didn't look right, but make sure that you drop that decimal point straight down. It should have been an arrow, like straight down, and make sure that it's in the same place in your answer that it was in the problem. As you can see, the decimal point is between the ones place and the tens place. The decimal point has to drop straight down in the same place. All right, so let's take a look and see. Got the next one. All right, they gave us the line, and they're showing us how they went step by step. They added 2 plus 8 and got 10. They put the 0 in the one in the hundredths place, and they put the 1 in the tenths place. Then they added 2 plus 4 plus 1, which was 7. So they have 7 tenths now. Remember, our 10 hundredths equaled 1/10. That's why we're seeing a 0 in the hundredths place. And then finally, they just added the 3 wholes plus the 1 whole and got 4. So let's take a look. Now they're showing you a different way, using place value disks. So they're creating the same problems, just using these place value disks. Remember, this is a method that might help you kind of learn how to add decimals, but as the numbers get bigger, this will be a lot harder to do on paper. All right, so for now, it's a great tool. It's a wonderful tool to show you what we're doing. Here's our wholes, like 1 whole, 2 wholes, and here's our tenths. We have a tenth right here. This one's actually kind of hard to see because they put the decimal point vertically, but this is 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, and then this one actually looks like thousands. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at this. So I think they made a mistake. All right. So they did make a mistake. Let's see if y'all can figure out what the mistake that they made is. I'm gonna give you a hint really quick. Look at the amount of places in these place value disks. Are these place value disks tenths, hundredths, or thousands? The ones that they drew here. If you said thousands, you're absolutely correct. But do we have thousands places in our numbers up here? We don't, right? So it looks like they made a small mistake. These should be hundredths. So hopefully we can make a better example real quick. All right. So let's just use the same colors that they did. So we'll say that the dark blue counts as 1 whole. All right. So please say yay. All right. So there's 1 whole, 2 wholes, right? And then we'll say that well, we don't have a light blue, do we? We'll change it to green. We'll say that the green one are tenths. So there's 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10. All right. And then it says, and then we can make the pink ones the hundredths. Just remember, these are not thousands, so the value would not be this. That's 1,000th. All right. What we were actually looking for is 100th. Right. 0 in the ones place, 0 in the tenths place, and a 1 in the hundredths place. So that's how it's differing. If you're like, these pictures look the same, well, look at the label in their thousands. Oops, I already drew too many. That's my mistake. Oh no. Okay. Well, you kind of get what I'm talking about, right? So just pretend that instead of these saying 1,000th on the inside, um, they actually mean 100th. All right. So once again, we have 2 wholes, we have 5/10, we have 300ths. Over here, we have 4 wholes, we have 6/10, and we have 800ths. Now, if we just add them all together, we should get our answer. So why don't you do that and come back and check part 4.